Hey, what's up? I'm Chris Temple, and this is Surviving the Wild. Who has missed me, huh? Who's missed the show? I can't say L Director Vision because that's not what the channel's called anymore. I did change it to my real name to be a little more professional. But we got the dog in the back. There's Bodhi. Wife is at work today. Today is Wednesday, July 16th. And I'm heading out to one of our favorite trails to do some training because my dad and I are taking a big backpack trip in about 2 weeks. And so we're going to be heading up into the Anaconda Pentler Wilderness and have a lot of fun. I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot of filming that trip. It's primarily just a fly fishing trip, which is something I've gotten into recently, well, in the last 5 years, basically since you guys have seen the show. And but anyway, I'm trying to train and get ready for it. So my elevation is about 4,000 feet. Our mountains go to about 7,000 to 8,000. And we will routinely be at about 8,000 feet in the Anaconda Pentler Wilderness. So, yeah, I just want to go train, get my lungs built back up and stuff like that. Those of you guys that watched my commentary episode a couple months ago know that I've suffered some health issues and an injury over the last couple years. And I'm finally feeling better, and so I'm excited to get out and do this. Alright, just got a short little 3-minute jaunt on the highway here. I'm literally going up behind my house. For those that don't know, I live now on 10 acres with my wife and my dog. We've got a pond and we've got a garden, and we have a lot of bears around the property. In fact, I'll show some photos of them here as I'm talking. But we've had a lot of visitors like them and a lot of different wildlife and birds, and it's just been a real blessing to get to live out here now and not be in an apartment anymore and not be back in Idaho anymore, because Montana is definitely where my heart is. So we're going up on a trail that I found. I'm not going to tell you the name of it. We call it Mixed Berry Trail. And that's because the last time my wife and I hiked this, we found service berries, huckleberries, black raspberries, strawberries, and Oregon grape. And so I'm hoping to see if there's still a lot of that stuff out there. We just did our big huck haul back on Sunday. We have a spot that you can only get to by watercraft. And so we took the canoe out to go do that. But I figure maybe we'll find something up here. I'm not sure though, because 2 nights ago we had a massive storm rip through the area, like wind speeds gusting up to 60 or 80 miles per hour. And so I'm not expecting to find a whole lot, but we'll see what does exist out here. All right, and up these mountains is where I'm headed. Should be fun. There's the dog. Heading back this way. Down there's the trailhead that I came from. And we're off. Hopefully you guys notice a huge improvement from the way I used to shoot this stuff. Got a gimbal now. Got a drone that will be whipping out here in a bit. And we're going to have some fun as we head up into the mountains of Montana looking for fruit and training. I seriously cannot get over how pretty this is, and that this is 10 minutes from my house. It would actually be even closer. I'll point it out later. At one point, this trail will continue on into a dirt road that becomes private, but it spits out about 100 yards from my house, which is like really crazy. But right now we have to drive around the long way and use the main trailhead like everyone else. But gorgeous day. It's gorgeous out here, and I'm happy. You guys can see I wasn't kidding about that windstorm. This tree was not here 3 days ago, the last time I hiked this. And I mean, you can see there's the trail there, and there's the trail down there. It is smack dab in the middle. It was wild and epic. In fact, I bet that one came down too during the wind. My 5x zoom, there we go. This is a thimbleberry. And I think I've said it before in the past of my show, but for those of you guys new to Surviving the Wild, any segmented berry, see how it's made up of all the different points, is safe to eat. Go slightly wider here. And all I gotta do is just reach in, and it pulls just off like a raspberry. And these are absolutely delicious. To help you identify, the leaves look like The one kind of like from the Land Before Time. Remember that leaf the dinosaurs are like fighting over and stuff the whole time? So this is what a thimbleberry leaf looks like. It also makes great toilet paper if nature calls. And then here are some greener berries that are not ripe yet. So you can see those on here too. All right, now this is my favorite berry. This is the huckleberry. I'll show you a bigger patch further up the mountains there when we get up there. But it's a very skimpy looking shrub, okay? And the berries look a lot like a blueberry. And these are highly sought after here in Montana and a lot of the Pacific Northwest, sometimes going for upwards of $100 a gallon. And by comparison, if you pick it the right way, by hand, not using rakes, it takes my wife and I about an hour and a half to pick a gallon of berries. So it's taking 2 people an hour and a half to make $100 if we were going to sell them. Now we don't. We jam it ourselves and we use them throughout the year and give them out to friends and family as gifts. But yeah, people go apeshit crazy over these berries. It's absolutely insane. Looks like either this patch has been pretty well picked over or the wind kind of destroyed a lot of stuff. But I mean, there's still a fair amount on here. This is actually looking like a pretty healthy bush. Yeah, there you go. You can see how the berries kind of grow around it. I've got probably about 10 just right here in front of me. People will also get very defensive if you pick berries that are purple like that and not, or kind of the reddish purple and not like the dark, deep blue purple. They're like, oh no, those aren't ripe. Well, the thing is, if you're gonna make jam out of these reddish ones actually have more pectin in them and actually make a better jam than these guys here. I think really what it comes down to is people are just mad that someone has found their stash. But yeah, this is, I mean, there are fights that will break out over this stuff and picking in someone else's spot and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. Now, if you live in the Pacific Northwest and you want to go huck picking, the best thing you can do is not ask people where to go huckleberry picking because they're going to totally send you to the wrong place on purpose. The best thing you can do if you want to go pick hucks is to just get out and hike. Learn to recognize the plant. If you come out in June, early June, you'll be able to hike around. You'll find the plants and the berries will be green. And then you know that they're going to be ripe in about a month or so. You know, early July is kind of when you can start harvesting them at the lower elevations. The further up the mountain you go, the more alpine you get, the later in the season the berries will ripen. For instance, up in Eureka, where I used to live, around mid-August was actually the perfect time to get hucks up there. So really, a lot of factors play into it. All right, take a look at these guys. These are service berries. It looks similar to a huck. If you look, we'll go to a wide angle lens. If you look at the top of it, you can see it's got more of a flower still. So these are service berries. Now these grow around my house, but they're pretty dry. But out here, these guys tend to taste pretty good. And these are actually riper than they were a few days ago too. They can be a little seedy at times. If that's the case, just spit the seeds out. But man, these are delicious. I'll come back and show you the plant again here. And there's more again further up, bigger ones. But I just want to kind of show you while I'm still fresh in my hike and excited to share this stuff. All right, so looking at the plant, very similar to a huck plant. Leaves are similar, but they're different looking. And I don't know how to describe it without you seeing them in person. Kind of a reddish stem, okay? And the berries, again, look like a huckleberry or like a blueberry. And that's how we're able to identify them. All right, this is pretty crazy. So I came to a trail junction, and this is actually the junction where I normally want to go up. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to head up the mountain this direction here. However, if I had not hiked this before and I was solely relying on trail markers and signs and no maps, I would get lost right now because there's another tree down here. And this tree is the one that has the trail markers on it right there. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. So that's telling you, hey, if you want to take this trail, you go up the mountain this direction. Now, if we kept going straight that way, that will actually take you to a service road, which then spits you out about 100 yards from my house. But unfortunately, part of that service road is on private property, so I can't trespass until I get permission. So that's why we had to drive 10, 15 minutes around the long way to the public trailhead to end up where I'm at right now. But we're going to head up the mountain here and see if we can find a big huckleberry patch. Should be fun. Get a load of this. Now this is actually black raspberry. Very similar to the thimbleberries. See if I can get in close here and be able to show you. They still come off, but they're a lot more firm than a thimbleberry. Thimbleberry turns to mush in your hands right away. And these are pretty intact. Very good. Delicious. Now here's the thing. This raspberry patch is like a straight line all through here. Let's see if I can punch in close and show you. It's 2x, 5x. Those are all raspberry plants. You can see the berries scattered throughout them down there and stuff like that. I almost think, back to a wide angle here, I almost think that somebody planted just a row of raspberries for some reason. Maybe they couldn't get them to grow at their house or something. I don't know. But when my wife and I found this patch the other day, we're like, it's just so weird. That's just a straight line coming right up here. It's only about 3 feet wide. And it's just wild. Super, super crazy. Now, raspberries you can identify, let's see if I can find a good example here, by the shape of the leaves. Okay, notice how the leaves are serrated. They usually grow at the end, in a cluster of 3, and as you can see, they're covered in thorns. So you do gotta be careful as you're walking through the stuff. That's why I'm not taking the dog through the patch right now, because he'll get a face full of thorns out of this. But yeah, now you can identify what a raspberry looks like. All right, so this is what's cool, and this is why we call it Mixed Berry Trail for our code name. Got raspberry growing here, and then right over here on the other side, we've got thimbleberry again. And they're growing so close together, which is great. And while they taste good, the prize is definitely the Hucks. Now we're getting into the thick of it. Look at all these thimbles. Yum. All right. We got some more, my friends. These are Oregon grape. The leaves are highly serrated. It's kind of like a little vine that grows along the ground. And a lot of people make jam and jelly out of these. They're definitely bitter. I'll show you. Very bitter right now. But I feel like you can almost make a kind of a natural lemonade out of this. It'll probably be pretty good. But I'm about 500 feet from my huck patch, so let's go check that out. Jackpot! This is my huckleberry patch through here, and these guys have got some decent size to them this year too, which is awesome. Cheers. Oh, we've climbed about 1,000 feet over the course of 1.5 miles from the trailhead, so I'm a little bit winded. Definitely got I'm training, but oh, this is a much needed sugar boost. And they're all cool too from the rain we've had the past couple days. We did it. And even the dog understands the value of a huckleberry. Don't you, bud? Is that good? It's just like a little bear. You like Baloo? You like the bears that come in our yard? Yeah? Good boy. All right, well, that's it for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed joining Bodhi and I on our search for the wonderful, delicious huckleberry. Some people would call it Montana Gold, But I hope you see just how cool this is out here and just all the different stuff that's available in mid-July that you can eat out here. I've also seen strawberry plants as well. I didn't show any of those because they don't have the berries. They bloomed usually by the end of June, but it's still cool and just a beautiful day for all this. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. There's Bodhi. Where'd Bodhi go? There's Bodhi. Bodhi, you guys say hi to your fans, dude. Whoop, this way. Say hello. Hello, Papa. There he is. Bodhi says don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Woof.